We have about 5 minutes until 7 o'clock. I'll start the stream. I'm just going to do some warm-ups for a few minutes. If you want to do some warm-ups before you start your practice, that's always an option. And it always makes me feel just a little looser to get started on my sun salutes. So let me know, Ashley, Patty, if you are on and you see this. A quick verification on my telephone really helps. Hi. Hi, I'm Carol Webster of the Holding Space Practice. Glad you joined me today. We're going to do our next series in the brand new beginning yoga series as you learn your Ashtanga practice. Hopefully you have memorized what we learned in the last video. As you recall, there are 4 parts in a yoga series in any given day. We've got the opening, the standing, the seated, and the closing. So today we're going to add just a little bit more from last time. I'm going to call this the 3-3-3-3 practice. We'll do 3 sun salute A, 3 sun salute B, 3 sets of standing poses, so I'm going to teach you 1 new one today, 3 of the seated poses, and there's sort of sets of those, but just really in the middle there's 1 extra breath or 2, and then the 3 closing poses. If you have any questions about this, feel free to let me know. I really hope that this is becoming your practice, but there's still a lot to learn. So as you have questions, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email, and we'll clear up any of those questions. Here we go, over to the mat. I've got a couple of blocks today. I'm going to use these on the new pose that I will teach you, but for now we'll just put them at the top of the mat. So standing tall in mountain pose, notice your feet on the ground. Notice that there are places that touch the ground and places, as in your arch, that are off of the ground. And just be aware of that. Maybe feel like you can push your feet into the mat just a little bit more. And simultaneously, from about the waist up, lift through the spinal column, especially in the front of the spinal column. So from the iliac crest, those bony protrusions from the pelvis, up to your lower ribs. Lift the lower ribs away from the bony protrusions. And then from there, lift in the sternum a little bit more. Lift through the back of the neck and out through the top of the crown of the head. Feel that lift. There's a tendency for the traps or the shoulders to go up to make the lift. So make sure those are back down. The lift is through the middle, but the shoulders are low. Bringing your attention internally now. Hands together in Anjali Mudra. Close the eyes. And notice your breath. Now begin to take even inhales and exhales through your nose. So inhale and exhale. The yoga breath that I teach is simply a free breath, and the inhale is the same length as the exhale. Now we're going to exhale all of the air, then inhale, and we will do our first Om. Inhale. Hands to thighs. Inhale, bring the hands overhead, look up to the thumbs. Exhale the hands down to the mat, head down. Inhale, look up. The knees can be bent. Exhale, step back. High plank, Lower the knees, bring in the elbows towards the ribs, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. On the next inhale, bring your feet towards your hands. Exhale the head down. Inhale, stand all the way up, thumbs overhead as you look up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, hands up again, look to the thumbs. Standing tall, keeping that length as you come forward on the exhale. Now inhale, you may need to bend your knees, look up. Exhale, high plank, drop the knees, elbows in, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, look forward and then bring your feet forward. Exhale your head down. Inhale, stand, thumbs going up, looking up at the thumbs. Exhale, Samastitihi. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back. And down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Inhale, come forward. Exhale the head down. Inhale, stand, thumbs up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Surya Namaskar B. Bend the knees, scoop the hands up. Inhale. Exhale the hands down, head down. Inhale, shoulders back and step back. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, solid on the left, step forward on the right. Inhale, hands up, gaze up. Exhale, hands down, gaze down, and go into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step forward with the left. Stabilize with your right foot. Inhale, hands up, look up. Exhale, hands down, step back, and bring your knees down, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. 1. 2. 3. 4. forward, come forward. Exhale the head down. Bend the knees as you inhale and come up. Exhale, Samastitihi. One more time, bend the knees, scoop the hands up. Exhale the hands down, the head low. Inhale, look up, shoulders back. Exhale, high plank, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, step forward with the right. Inhale, hands up, or just spread your shoulders wide. Exhale your hands down, step back, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, step forward with the left. Inhale the hands up. Exhale the hands down, step back. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now if you're breathing really hard and having a hard time keeping a regular breath, come down onto your knees and into child's pose. And count the breaths there. That's about breath 2. 3. 4. And coming up into your downward facing dog for 5. Bring your feet forward on the inhale. Exhale the head down. Inhale, stand, scoop the knees, and Samastitihi. Just one more. Here's our third, Surya Namaskar B. Try to do it on your own, remembering each step. Stepping forward. Left side. Five breaths, downward facing dog. Or if you need to be in child's pose, take what's right for you. One more breath. Five. Inhale, bring the feet forward. Exhale the head down. Inhale, bend the knees as you come up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Bring the feet hip distance apart, hands on hips. Pull up out of the pelvis before you tip forward into Padangusthasana, forward fold. 2 fingers go between the big toe and the second toe, creating a circle with your thumb. Inhale one more time, elongate the spine, exhale the head down, and begin the count. 1. If you need to bend your knees, that's fine. 2. Just come to the edge of your stretch. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, just straighten your arms and look up. Exhale the hands underneath the feet, Padahastasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine again. Exhale the head down and begin the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bring your hands to the waist. Then inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, feet together, Samasthiti. Utthita Trikonasana, or triangle pose. Step out to the right, pivot on your feet so that your right toes are pointing towards the back side of your mat. And up out of the pelvis again. Exhale, side tip down to your straight front leg. Your gaze can be down at the mat, straight ahead, or up towards your upper hand. Think about pushing into the feet, like you're pushing away from your body with your feet. And 5, inhale, come on back up, tee out the arms still, pivot on the feet, and go down for your second side. Find the proper gaze for you. Ultimately, you want to look up at your right hand on your second side, but if that hurts your neck in any way, then the gaze should be forward or down. Pushing into the feet. One more breath. And inhale. Come up. Pivot on the feet again. Reverse triangle, Parivrtta Trikonasana. Bringing the left hand towards and past center and then back down. And the right hand is up in the air, making the twist. If you feel a little tippy, heel toe your right foot away from the center. That will give you more stability. And 5, inhale, come up, tee out the arms, pivot on the feet to go into your second side. Your right hand coming to the center or past the center, and down as you lift the left hand up in the air. Again, if you feel tippy, heel toe your left foot this time away from the center. And 5. Inhale, bring the hands up and square yourself to the top of the mat. Step forward, Samasthiti. Your new pose today is Parsva Konasana. That means extended side angle stretch. We're going to step out to the right, just like we did for triangle, but maybe a little wider stance. Rotate the feet, just like you did in triangle. And now your right or front knee is going to go forward to create a 90-degree angle is what we're looking for. You might heel toe the back foot, a little longer stance. This could be the beginning of your Parivrtta, Parsva Konasana. Or you could come down a little further. Now this is where I'm going to get out my block. So again, stepping into this lunge, you could have your block on this highest level, or on the medium, or on the low. So pick which one is right for you. I'm going to just stay up high today and try to get that 90-degree angle, and then bring your chest towards the ceiling so that you're looking up at the ceiling. The left hand can stretch over past your ear. Breathing, pushing into the feet. One more breath. And exhale. if you have a block, then just pick it up and switch hands so that you can go to the second side as you pivot on your feet and come on down so that there's that 90-degree lunge in the left side this time. Rotate your chest towards the ceiling, extend the right hand past the air, and feel a stretch through the right side on this side, from the heel of the foot up to the fingertips. 2 more breaths. And 5. Inhale, straighten the legs, stand up, and come to the top of the mat, Samasthiti. Ready to go to our seated portion of the practice. Start with a vinyasa, which is a sun salute A without holding. So inhale, hands up, look to the thumbs. Exhale, hands forward and down, head down. Inhale, look up, shoulders back. Exhale, step back, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then just put your knees down and sit. We'll go into staff pose, which you already know. This is also called Dandasana in Sanskrit. Feel the energy shooting out the heels and then out the big toe mound. Backs of the knees towards the mat. So there's energy coming up the leg. Now bring your ribs away from your pelvis, really lifting. Notice how your shoulders might want to get in the action. Bring your shoulders down, make the lift through the core. Hands to the side, just look down, breathing. 1, 2, inhale, exhale, 3, inhale, exhale, 4, inhale, exhale, 5. Now inhale, just look up, release the pose. We're going to do Padangusthaka Paschimottanasana, which is the seated version of the forward fold. Bring your ribs away from the iliac crest protrusions. Again, I think it kind of helps to lift my ribs with my hands and lifting up, then tilting forward. You may not get to go very far yet until your muscles have loosened up. So don't worry about how far you go. Eventually, you take your toes without your back curving over. But right now, maybe keep lifting at the ribs, or maybe the hands are to the side, but the lifting of the ribs and keeping energy in your legs by thinking about your heels and the toe mound having energy coming out them. And 1 more breath. 5, inhale, look up. Exhale, release that pose. 1 more pose, Purvottanasana. This is a stretch through the front of the collarbones. It's also a stretch through the front of the legs if you do the full pose, but I'm going to teach you a modified version today that is accessible to you. So with your fingers towards your toes, your thumbs towards your body, bring your hands behind you, maybe 8 or 10 inches, and then see how my shoulders are forward here. Roll the shoulders back and really stick the chest out. You may feel this stretch in your forearm. It's a really good stretch for your arms, for your chest. And really try to lift your chest up and roll your shoulder blades under and towards the spine. And that creates length across your collarbones. Continue to breathe. 2 more breaths here. And 5. Inhale, just look up from where you are. Exhale, release the pose. Now we're going to do a vinyasa. There's a vinyasa between all of the seated poses. So let me teach you the vinyasa. Lift your knees, cross at the ankles, maybe even hug your knees in a little bit or hug your feet towards you. You want to make this as much of a ball as you can. Bringing your hands in front of you, my back is rounded and I'm going to roll forward over my knees. Now with my hands on the mat, I can step back with my other feet and I'm in high plank. Now you can lower your knees or just keep your knees up if you have that energy. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And if we were going on into seated, we would go to the next pose. But we now are going to go into our closing sequence. So sitting on your bottom, come into some kind of comfortable seated position. If this is too much, you can take a block and sit on the block for this pose. So if you sit on one, even two blocks, that can make this accessible for you. So the feet can be one in front of the other, or you could go into a half lotus, putting one foot up on the thigh of the other one. Just whatever is super comfortable for you. There is not a right and a wrong way to do this. It's what is right for your body. Take your right hand. My thumb is up. Rotate the thumb to point towards the ground. Now sweep that hand away and around your back. The left side, thumb down, follow it around, and your hands are somewhere towards your elbows. Roll your shoulders a couple of times. You want the ultimate position of your shoulders to be back, and your chest is forward. Inhale tall, exhale, just come forward. This is called Yoga Mudra. Wherever is comfortable, you can go all the way down and let your head touch the ground if that's the best. Breathing. There are 8 breaths here. That was 5. 7 and 8. Inhale, come up. Now stay in that same position. Adjust if you need to. Bring your hands forward, palms up, just resting on the back of your hands on your knees. Now your arms and your wrists are straight in this pose. This is called Padmasana. And we are simply going to do 10 long breaths. So exhale all of your air out of your lungs. Then inhale slowly for a 10 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale slowly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale slowly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Third inhale, bring it in slowly. 8, 9, 10. Exhale slowly. 8, 9, 10. Inhale. Gaze is at the mat. Exhale. Inhale. Straight spine. Slow exhale. Maybe getting longer and longer with each breath. This is breath number 6. Inhale. Exhale. Another inhale. This is number 7. Exhale. Inhale. exhale. Inhale for breath 9. Really fill all the way up to the top of your lungs. And then exhale all of the air out of your lungs. Exhale, exhale, exhale. This is your last breath. Inhale as long and as smoothly as you can. All the way to the top of your lungs, top of your collarbones. Exhale very slowly, emptying all of the air out. And exhale a little bit more. And exhale slightly more. Now return to your normal breath. Just let your elbows relax by your ribs and close your eyes for just a moment. Letting your breath return to its normal breath. This is not a pose. This isn't really part of the practice, but my teacher teaches this as just a moment to be with yourself. Don't pick on yourself. You just accept what is. If there are any thoughts, they just are thoughts, and you let them come and go. And find that deeper part of you, that part that can never die. And blink open your eyes. We're going to do one more pose. I'm going to come off of my block and do Uplitihi. This is just that lifting pose. Do whatever you can to lift off of the ground. If you can't lift, just give it the effort. We're going to do 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release the pose. Bring your hands in front of you and roll into a vinyasa. Ready for that last pose called Shavasana. If you have a towel you want to throw over your eyes, some people just have a jacket and they like to throw that over their eyes. If you are cold or think you will be chilled, then a blanket, a sweater, something over the top of you is good. For Shavasana, bring the palms towards the ceiling, and you might try to tuck your shoulder blades under if they feel like they're protruding. If your low back really feels tight, then bring your knees up. Some days it might be tight, some days it might be fine. And just bring your feet out almost as wide as the mat and let your knees rest against each other if the low back is an issue. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and a third one, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Relaxing and releasing, really sinking into the earth. Notice your jaw. If it is tight, let it release. Your tongue, if it's against the top of the roof of the mouth or the front teeth, just gently pull it back and let it release. Any tension in your shoulders or arms? Any tension in your ribs and abdomen? Let it just melt into the ground. Your thighs, your calf muscles. Just breathe into any spot that might feel tight. Check your jaw one more time. Check the space between your eyebrows. Let your forehead be heavy, the back of your head. You can stay in Shavasana as long as you want to, or as long as you have time. If you're going to stay in Shavasana, just ignore my words and let them wash over you. If you're ready to come out of that restful state, then begin to slightly move a finger or toe. Take a deep breath. Bring your attention back inside your body. Bring your hands over your head and stretch a little bit. And then make your way to either your right or your left side, whatever is comfortable, and lay on your side. You can use your arm to be a pillow for your head or not, whatever is comfortable. This is just like a side position you might have in bed if you are a side sleeper. Just take a moment of rest right there. Giving yourself an internal smile. Then push yourself with your eyes continue to be closed up into a seated position. Notice how it feels to move through space with your eyes closed. In a comfortable seated position. See if your spine is straight here. See if your neck is loose. Give yourself one more internal smile. Bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra, and we will close our practice with one Om. Exhale all of your air, then inhale for our Om. Bring your hand to your heart and the other hand on top of that hand, as if you're giving yourself a little hug. And one more smile. Promise yourself to be kind and loving in your thoughts towards yourself. As you practice kindness towards self, it allows you to practice kindness towards others. Find something that you're grateful for. Smile at that thing, that person, that idea. And one more time, Anjali Mudra. The deep, eternal part of me, that part that will never die, bows to that eternal part of you with love, respect, and gratitude. Namaste.